Hello, friends. Welcome to Spice, Dice, and Everything Nice once again. We've had a request from one of our subscribers to make what is known as the chicken Rara biryani. The chicken Rara is a very famous dish which is similar to mutton Rara, which is made with both the meat and the ground meat. And in this biryani, what we're going to do is this is more of a South Indian style Hyderabadi dum biryani, but the layers are going to include regular chicken and the ground chicken as well. And the ingredients that you need for this are, by the way, I've already marinated the meat here. Let's start with the rice. Always go for good basmati rice. What we have here is royal basmati. I've just washed it, I've not added anything to it, and I've kept it in a container which we can use to microwave. I use microwaving for my rice to cook about 75% before I put it in dum. What we have is exactly 1 pound of ground chicken marinated in 1 teaspoon of ginger garlic paste, half a teaspoon of red chili powder, half a teaspoon of turmeric powder, and about 1.5 teaspoons of salt. And nothing else has been added to this. This here is chicken thighs, boneless chicken thighs, and we've added about 1 cup of yogurt to it, 1 teaspoon of ginger garlic paste, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1.5 teaspoons of red chili powder, and half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. That's it, nothing else. It's very plain and simple marinade. I marinated this about 2 hours ago. More the marination, the merrier. It tastes much better. This is 1 large onion, chopped, not chopped actually, sliced. This is 3 small Roma tomatoes, also cut into small pieces like this, right, if you look at it. And then we have 3 jalapenos. Now, I didn't have regular green chilies, and also jalapenos add an amazing flavor to the biryani. This here is cilantro or coriander leaves, finely chopped. This is mint leaves, finely chopped. This is the masala that we are going to use for the biryani, for cooking the chicken in. This is the masala that we're going to use to cook the rice in. The masala for the chicken is basically half a teaspoon of shahi jeera, about 2 1-inch strips of cinnamon, about 4 or 5 cardamoms, about 5 cloves, and half a teaspoon of black pepper. The masala for the rice, which I'm going to slowly move towards the rice so that you know that that's what it is for, is basically the stalks of all the mint that we had chopped. Other than that, about 10 cardamoms, a large piece of cinnamon, about 10 to 12 cloves, and that's it, nothing else. What we're going to do now is we're going to start with the main cooking of the chicken first, and simultaneously we will start with the ground chicken on another pan, and at the same time we will also put the rice in the microwave for it to cook about 75%. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to show is the rice. In the rice, I'm just going to put all my spices there, and I'm going to add a large amount of salt into this. Now, there is an idea behind it. You would be discarding the water, so the salt is just, it's going to add the flavor to the rice. So I'm going to add about 4 teaspoons of salt to this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Each of this is half a teaspoon, so I'm going to add 4 more. 2, 3, 4. What we're going to do is we are going to fill, this is 3 cups of rice, so we are going to fill approximately 10 to 12 cups of water into this. This is about 12 cups of water to about 3 cups of rice. Okay, and this is basmati rice which was washed. I did not soak it, just so everyone knows. I've just put the masalas and salt. No oil, nothing has been added to the rice. Okay? Alright, so I put the rice in the microwave. The total amount of time that I'm going to cook, this is already at high power, is 20 minutes. And I'm going to start this off, let it cook. In the meantime, we're going to do the chicken. Alright, so we put the rice in there for 20 minutes. Now we're starting the chicken gravy for the biryani. I've added about 4 teaspoons of oil, just plain cooking oil to this. And if you remember the masalas that we had, I'm just going to throw all of it in here. The oil is fairly hot, so we're just going to slightly roast this, maybe a second or so, maybe about 10 seconds or so. Let the aromas come out. And right after that, the first ingredient that goes into this, surprisingly, is going to be jalapenos. I have my flame at medium high right now, and I'm going to put the jalapenos in right now. And along with the jalapenos, I'm going to immediately put the onions. What I want happening is that the onions and jalapenos should start browning and should fry really well, and then that's when we will add the rest of the ingredients. You would notice that this biryani has absolutely no powdered masalas. We are not adding any powdered masalas whatsoever. So we're just going to let this cook down in medium-high heat for about 8-9 minutes, and then it'll be perfect for the next ingredients. Alright, so this is the fun part. Because this is a layer of regular meat and ground meat, we have regular chicken that's going to be cooking in the other pot, while we're going to cook the ground chicken here, and it's going to be dried ground chicken that we're going to cook for maybe about 5 or 10 minutes. It cooks really fast. I have the marinated ground chicken here. I'm going to put it straight into about 2 teaspoons of oil, and this is already marinated. And what we're going to do is let this cook for maybe about 5-7 minutes, and it will be done. And after that, we're going to keep this aside because we're going to use this as one of the layers of our biryani. And you will see that in about a couple of minutes how this turns from being a mushy paste to nice scrambled egg texture. So you would notice this is about not even 2 minutes, and all I'm doing is just breaking it apart, and while it is frying in the pan. Remember, this is just ground breast meat of the chicken, so it's not going to have too much fat in it, and it's going to be dry, but in the biryani it tastes amazing. So you're going to just keep doing this, and while we are doing that, I would also want you to show the other pot right here, which has got the chicken, which has got the jalapenos and the onions. And you would start seeing that the onions have started browning. The pan started browning in the bottom as well. We're going to leave this for another 2-3 minutes. This is about 5 minutes really. We didn't cook for more than 5 minutes. We don't necessarily have this to start browning or anything. This is almost cooked. Chicken breast cooks really fast. You just need to switch this off. It'll also cook in the dum. And then we're going to switch to the other pot where I'm going to see what the next steps are. Alright, so what you see here is that the onions are browned very well. The jalapenos have also wilted quite a bit. This is the point where the next part of the cooking comes in. This is the marinated chicken, and I'm going to put all of this chicken inside here and just remove as much of the yogurt that is there in the bowl and put that also inside, and immediately just spread it aside, mix it with the onions. And what I also do at this point, just to make life easier for everyone, is I also add the tomatoes that go in right at that point, and I also add the mint. The mint leaves also go in at the same point, right? So there goes the mint. And we are just going to mix this up. Okay, once we mix this up nicely, what we're going to do is cover this pot, and we're going to cover the pot, let this stay on high for about a minute or so that it builds up enough steam, and then reduce it to low and let it cook for about 10 minutes. So friends, that is our rice after 20 minutes. You would notice that the water is all steaming really hot, and you would also notice that the rice has not grown too much in size. I didn't want it to grow too much in size because Once we get it out of the microwave oven, and when we let the chicken cook and this stays in this water for maybe another 5 minutes or so, you would see that the rice is almost at 75% done. I will show it to you at that point. And then I will also show you the chicken and where it is. Please notice that it is still cooking at really low heat, and then it's released a lot of water. The oil started coming up, which is perfect time for us. We're going to mix up the chicken a little bit and again let it cook for maybe another 5 minutes until the rice is done, and then we start the layering process. Our juice of half a lemon each in each of the cups. I have about a tablespoon of Kashmiri mirchi, which is primarily for the color of the biryani. We need that red color. I do not add any sort of food coloring to my biryani because it kind of takes away from the whole idea of eating clean. We have some ghee, and we do have some French fried onions. Typically, I would fry my own onions or I buy it from the Indian store. But because of the quarantine, this is what we had. We're going to use it. It is not bad at all. You could find it at your local American grocery store or anywhere. It is a very good alternative to typical fried onions that you would get at the Indian grocery, or if you have to fry it at home. So you can definitely use this. So that's just to add to the list of ingredients that we had. By the way, the ghee is only used to top the biryani after layering. Okay, friends, you see here that the chicken is almost done. At this point, I'm going to add about 1 cup of water to it. And I'm also going to add the Kashmiri lal mirch to it, the entire thing, okay? And what we're going to do is mix this up completely. The Kashmiri lal mirch does not add any heat at all. It's primarily for the color. And I'm going to now at this point increase the heat of the chicken to a high, and I'm going to leave it at that point before I layer the rice. That'll be for another 2 minutes. So friends, this is after I've drained the rice. If you take the rice, it is going to be still pretty hard to the touch, but remember it's going to break in your hands. Normally what happens is I would cook it for about another 5 minutes or so, but what I'm doing right now is I'm going to let this cook in partially in the water that we have in the gravy, so the rice will definitely get cooked really well. So I'm going to show you that in just a second, but in the meantime, if you come to the gravy, I'm going to take the lime that I showed you earlier, and I'm going to put that into the gravy at this point. And once the lime is put into the gravy, we just need to mix it up just a little bit, and that's it. It's already on low flame. Okay? Alright, now on top of this gravy, we're going to add the first layer of rice, and that is going to get absorbed by the gravy. So that's the best part of it. This is the rice that's going to be just very little bit, that's 1/2 of the rice, let's say, that you're going to put on top of here, and then you're going to just swirl it around. You should not press the rice. The biryani's idea is that the rice should all be loose and not pressed hard. What we're going to do now is I'm going to take the ground chicken. I'm going to put a layer of that on the biryani, okay, on the rice. So this is your second layer. The first layer is the gravy. The second layer is the rice. This is your literally a third layer that we're going to do, okay? And because the kids love the ground chicken, I'm going to go with the entire portion of the ground chicken. And what we do is take out all of that goodness from the pan. The scrapings are the best part of this. Layer it out completely, and at this point is when you're going to add more of the rice, and we're going to add more of the rice which has been left. Remember, you may not have as much rice at this point on the top, so it is okay. It's okay to see some of the chicken right out there. All right, let me just drain this. We have drained the rice and I've put all of the rice here. The next step is again to spread the rice evenly on top of the chicken. At this point, you basically take the rest of the lime juice and you're going to go around the rice. This lime juice gets absorbed into the rice and the chicken underneath, adds a phenomenal amount of flavor to it. The next step that we're going to do is, let me show you that, is going to be adding a little bit of ghee across the edges. You don't need too much, I'm just putting a dab of ghee in the center and around 4 edges. That adds a lot of flavor, and that's pretty much it. At this point, the next ingredient that goes in is the cilantro. So we're just going to layer the cilantro around the ghee, right? And then just spread it out evenly as much as you can. I need to tell everyone that cooking biryani is an art. It's really not a science. And any meat cooked with rice is technically biryani. And this is one type of biryani. And you will, if you don't get it right the first time, it is okay. You will get it definitely the next time around. I have about a cup of French fried onions here. I'm going to add the entire portion of it here. And what we're going to do is spread this as well out, kind of as much as we can. And we're going to close the lid, increase the flame to high. Again, it's going to be on high for about 3 minutes, and then it'll go on low with setting the timer for about 20 minutes. Once the timer goes off, we switch off the gas, but do not open the biryani. Leave it for another 20 minutes so that it can hold the dum and gets cooked in that steam. And then your biryani will be ready. We'll see you right at that point. Alright, so it has been about 40 minutes, 20 minutes with the timer on. And after it was switched off, it's been about 20 minutes. And we're going to open this up. Remember, there's going to be water on the lid, so be quick. And then let's look at how the biryani has turned out. Now that is the sign of a perfect biryani, with the rice cooked individually, and then when you look at it from the bottom, same thing with the rice there. So I'm going to do some plating right there. Look at that rice, right? That's the redness. Look at the chicken there, cooked perfectly. Comes with a lot of the ground chicken as well. This is perfect biryani for us. So enjoy cooking, guys. Look at that rice. Look at the biryani there. This is absolutely perfect. This is exactly what I wanted. Enjoy making this at your house and keep trying. If you don't get it right the first time, you will get it right at some point. Do subscribe, like the link, and press the bell icon so that you get to see all my new videos. Thank you.